Good morning to you.
Tell me about yourself. How did you end up here?
I used to be a guard in the City Watch, but then Sigismund came, and I was running my mouth. So they kicked me out, and I started stealing because I had no choice. But I wasn't very good at it, so I ended up, in the pillory. Shenyek and Goliath were strolling around, and we started talking about what I did to end up like that.
Let me guess. They gave you a job?
Yes! And they taught me how to steal properly.
God bless you, sir.
You shouldn't be walking around by yourself. Awful things happen here. Stop that whiffling!
Go! Go! Ka! Easy, easy. Nice and slow. Go! Go! Quick! I'd say the mutt lives somewhere around here.
Hey! Get out of here before I slice you to ribbons!
You can't even
Go to hell! Ah! I'll help you with that, scum! Mercy! Spare me!
You swine! Attack! Come and help us! Damn!
What do you want? I surrender!
Here, Mutt. Mutt!
Where have you got to now? Bastard had the same map on him like the one I bought from Krijan. What the fuck is this supposed to be? That treasure should be buried somewhere around here.
Oh.
Do you remember me, you cunt? You sold me that map.
Yeah, and what of it?
Do you know where that map led?
If I knew, then I would have found the treasure myself, don't you think?
There was no treasure. It led me to a pack of fucking thieves. But that's not all. I went through their pockets, and one of them also had a map. The exact same map. Can you explain to me how there could be two maps exactly the same?
How should I know? I just found that map and sold it to you. I don't know anything else.
Listen, I'm a nice enough fellow. I could make mincemeat out of you, but it wouldn't solve anything. We're both decent people, aren't we? Let's talk this over normally.
There's nothing to talk about.
Your pockets are probably empty. It's understandable. Got a family to feed, or maybe debts. But by robbing decent, God-fearing people, you're just paving the way to Hell's Gates. Are those few groschen worth eternal torture?
Probably not.
You see? Now what's the story with that map? Where did you get it?
I drew it.
What?
Yeah, I drew it.
But there was all kinds of writing on it. You don't know how to write, do you?
I do. I studied in Prague for a while.
How many of those fake maps have you already sold?
I don't know. Whenever I get my hands on a piece of parchment, I draw one.
And you know that...
I know. It's not right. I'm sorry.
Why did you leave your studies?
Money ran out. My parents helped with the fees. But once they passed, it got worse and worse. Now I'm trying to make money by building. And God willing, someday I'll return to the university. But that will probably take a long time yet. I'll make a little extra with those maps from time to time.
What did you use to actually draw that map? It leads right to an abandoned mine shaft. I don't believe you just made that up.
No. I found a similar one at school once in a book about my native region. I didn't really know much about it, so I just sold it. Except that money didn't last long. So from time to time I draw the map from memory and keep selling it. But in all that time, you're the first person to return and want their money back. The others just supposed they were looking in the wrong spot and let it be.
You sold me a worthless piece of parchment.
I'll give the money back, I promise.
You know what? You can keep it. But I have two conditions. You'll go back to university as soon as possible, and you'll stop cheating people. If you're lucky, the good Lord will forgive you.
It's nice of you to take care for others like that. You know what? When I have some time, I'll go to confession.
That's a good start.
And if you ever need a handy worker, drop by. Maybe I can teach you a few things.
I'd like to learn something.
What is this about?
I heard you're a drinking expert. Can you tell me how to do it?
Fine, but it'll take some time. Aw, you pooch.
yes. That ointment of yours is a gift from heaven. Now they only ache when there's a storm coming.
That's handy, isn't
Hey
it?
there, good
At
man.
least you know when
If
to
you're
round
looking for
up
company,
and
come and sit by the fire.
Hi, when I'm old and infirm,
God bless you.
come to me
Excuse
for the
me.
weather forecast.
I heard about this fella who always got heartburn.
Good
just
doggy.
Why's a scholar like yourself trudging to hell and back?
Because it would be hypocritical of me not to set foot outside the university's confines, especially now. Homo sumet inter homines vivo.
I spent some time in a monastery. I know homo means man, but that's about it.
One must accept one's role in this world, and not everyone is privileged to be educated.
Aye, but when lords fight, it's the ordinary folks that suffer. They're unhappy with the war.
They must have faith in divine law and the Holy Church, and must not succumb to any charlatanism which only leads them astray. In fact, this is why I must now travel to Prague, where a truly arduous challenge awaits me.
What? There's fighting in Prague.
Fierce fighting et ad nauseam, but probably not like you think, young man.
So I'm to understand that Prague has finally stood up to Sigismund?
No, not that. Our university is waging a much more important war. Ours is a battle for divine truth, lad. Hoc illud est quod est.
Are you from Prague?
I am Andreas de Broda, theological doctor at the University of Prague, young man.
So you must know... what's his name? Jan Hus, right?
God in heaven! How that damn Wycliffite has made a name for himself. Yet his sermons, railing against a corrupt church, are but a barrage of deaf manipulations for simpletons.
Do you really think so, Master?
But we shall put an end to his nonsense before long.
I thought Jan Hus was preaching righteously against the corruption of the church.
How could a boy like you possibly know of any wickedness within the church? Do you know your Bible? Who are you to tell me where God's truth lies? Temeritas est damnare, quod non escias.
I once stood in for a drunk parish priest.
Lord, why do you punish us so? What sinner was that?
A friend. A good man. I wouldn't want to harm him.
Well, to each his own. It's not for the Emperor to command the Church, nor for the common folk to interpret the Bible as they please. But this Hus will get his comeuppance. You'll see.
Thank you for enlightening me. I bid you a safe journey, Master Andreas.
Est rerum omnium magister usus, ut in omnibus glorificeta Deus. May God guide your steps.
Whoa!
What will it be?
What's going on around here?
And you know how I was telling you about that Pavel from Vysoka? The one they flogged here?
What about it?
Well, they had good cause.
Why is that?
Can you believe he robbed the whole village blind and vanished? Nobody knows where to. And now the Suchdol captain is searching for him. And that's about it.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper.
Bad luck. You won't be able to take another. I'm bleeding. It's a slaughter.
You wanna try me?
Good boy.
Stop that whistling. You're behaving like a child.
You are a fine master, eh, Mutt?
What? How now, Goodman? You might be interested in some nice wares.
I'm interested in this. God bless you, peddler. I see you've had a rough journey.
Greetings, Goodman. Alas, the war robbed me of my trade, and our whole village was burnt to the ground.
These are hard times, peddler.
Thanks be to the Lord for saving my family, at least. We're on our way to Turnoff now, to my wife's sister.
That's still a ways to go. And the roads ain't exactly safe.
What's there to take from us poor wretches, anyway? I only managed to salvage a few items. But take a look for yourself. Maybe something will take your fancy.
Show me your wares, peddler.
By all means, take a look. Thank you, and a good day to you, friend.
Greetings, my friend.
What's going on?
And you know how I was telling you about that Pavel from Vissot?
What about it?
Well, they had good cause.
Why is that?
Can you believe he robbed the whole village blind? And now the Suchdol captain is searching for him. And that's about...
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper. Go!
Whoa!
Are you looking for something? Greetings. What do you want?
Why do you live so far away from the village?
I lived here with my husband. May he rest in peace. Peter worked in the forest. We moved around a lot. And when he died, I stayed here. Folks from Miskovitz know me and come to see me. I've got everything I need here.
You said your husband worked in the forest?
Aye. I suppose it doesn't matter now if I tell you. Peter was a poacher. And that's what cost him his life in the end. He was caught and hanged on Dead Man's Hill outside Kuttenberg.
What do the locals need your help with?
I know about herbs and decoctions. I'm not a priest, but I can take care of the sick and the wounded. And there's no shortage of them these days. The soldiers who came here take whatever they want. And it's the common folk who suffer most.
Wouldn't you rather live in the village?
I'd rather be alone, where I lived with Peter, than somewhere else. But just as alone. It was good to see you, my friend. Wouldn't it be best if you left? Something might go missing.
You silly doggy.
I'd like to learn something.
What is this about?
Good day to you.
Quick! Could all of this be Matthew's doing? They did say this was his territory after all. Could this be Matthew's work too? Is that blood?
Praise be Jesus Christ, young man. I'm sorry to bother you, but I must stop you for a moment. Can I have a word?
What do you want from me?
I'm the royal collector, and I want you to pay your duty.
What duty?
The king's duty. Now come here and don't delay. Move it! Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Matthew, the king's chief customs collector. I collect dues on trading routes.
Ah, I've been looking for you.
Is that so? Why would that be?
The Dry Devil sent me.
That old bastard is still alive. I thought he'd been executed a long time ago.
He's free again, thanks to us. He's getting his old band together, so they sent me looking for you.
That's so very sweet of him. So he whistles and I should come running to him like a good boy.
So, you don't want to come back then?
For the record, I have nothing against the devil, but I don't want to stick my neck out for fuck all anymore. I'm doing well for myself as my own master. The past is past.
Don't you miss the Devil's Pack? Kubienka is still talking about the old days.
I like to think of them sometimes too, but I don't miss them. None of them really know why they're with the devil anyway. Most of them just don't have anything else to do. If the devil reigns, they would just drink themselves to death or kill each other. At least I know what I want.
And you're content with robbing poor souls by the road?
You are quite wrong there. I'm a customs collector, and it's still better than being with the devil.
The devil and Zizka have a higher purpose. We fight for our rightful king.
How? By capturing nobles and then demanding money for their release. We gutted their people, and they gutted us, But only the devil got the money and the glory. What the fuck is noble about that?
You don't understand. How could you? The devil is a nobleman. Things are dealt with differently by them.
That's rich coming from you. Anyway, you can tell the devil that I thank him for his offer, but after careful consideration, I'm choosing to be a free tradesman.
Well, all right.
Since you're already here, did you pay the duty?
What are you talking about? What duty?
What do you think? To the king! I am His Majesty's Chief Customs Collector.
Aye, and I'm Emperor Charles.
So where's the payment? A royal customs collector's time is precious.
What customs collector? You're just a bandit.
Peace all difference. Those who have, give. Those who don't, take. Cough up!
Did you know there's a pretty hefty bounty on your head?
Well, of course. I'm the talk of the region.
In fact, it's almost too tempting. Nothing quite like easy coin, eh?
You don't know who you're dealing with.
I could say the same thing.
Fuck! You know what? Forget it.
Happily.
I'm not heartless either. Just so you know. If you want to learn something for the right price, I'll teach ya.
All right. How can I find you?
We camp in the woods by the hill near Visoka. It will probably take you a while to find it first. Now get out of here. And give my regards to the devil. Or maybe not.
Go! Go! Whoa!
Oi, you! Come here! Where do you think you're going?
Into the camp, of course.
Oh, aye. They can't wait to see you. Look here. No strangers are allowed in, so turn around and sod off back to the pile of dung you crawled out of.
The Miskovitz blacksmith sent me with some horseshoes. He said they'd come in handy in the camp.
All right, you can go in, but no messing about.
Hail Mary.
What's a priest doing in a military camp?
Whatever he can, my son. Whatever he can.
Do you serve mass like other priests?
I serve Mass and give blessings just like my brothers in churches and parishes. I can also officiate at marriages and administer last rites. I reckon you can guess which is more common here.
Do you care for the wounded? Priests and monks do that sometimes, don't they?
Nothing like that. We have blacksmiths and bathmaids for that here. And if something happens to the nobles, we have good surgeons. And then there's that learned foreigner. Bah!
Who's the foreigner?
His name is Musa, and he says he comes ex-Africa. You can't miss him. He's as different from us as a man can be.
Does something seem strange about him to you?
That foreigner may understand medicine, but he worships a foreign god. He prays to him on the ground several times a day. He doesn't drink ale, only rarely eats meat, yet he can't keep his eyes off our women.
Do you take part in the fighting?
Vivere militare est. But no, I'm a chaplain, not a warrior. But no matter if you're a beggar or a lord, there's no way to escape the horrors. And in a place like this, it's easy for people to forget about God, or at least start to doubt.
Do you serve King Sigismund directly?
I serve our Lord, but the king sometimes calls on me for confession.
What could the king possibly have to confess?
You don't actually expect me to tell you that, do you? That's between me, the king, et Domine Noster. God be with you.
And dwelt among us. God be with you. What would you like?
Would you help me out? I'm looking for someone.
That depends. Who are you looking for?
Victoria, a girl from Miskovitz. They send her up here with goods from the smithy.
You'll have to ask the blacksmith. The smithy is opposite the entrance in the upper part of the camp. If you don't see it, you'll hear it at least. You can't miss the banging of the hammer.
Thanks a lot. I'll ask him.
God be with you.
Greetings. Do you need something?
I'm going to see Farkash. Do you know where I might find him?
I have no idea. But Chaplain Bormill, or that foreign barber surgeon might know. Oh, we'll hide her in the bathhouse. She knows everything. See you later.
I'm looking for Baron Laszlo Farkash. Could you help me?
Certainly, certainly. Farkas's tent is in the lower section of the camp. If you head down the hill from the smithy, you can't miss it. Oh, and one more thing. He always keeps a band of Cumans nearby. Be careful.
Thank you, Father. I will.
Get out! Such a naughty dog.
I heard you have some work for a blacksmith.
That I do. But you'd have to manage more than pounding iron with a hammer. How important is it for you when working to not get dirty?
Let's just say I sometimes get a little dirt under my nails, if you get my meaning.
Very good. Let's cut to the chase then. I need you to bring me something, so that the owner of that thing does not notice you have borrowed it. Interested?
Fine. I'm in. What's involved?
As I said, I need you to bring me something. Nobody must know. And nobody must see you.
Yeah, I understand that. But what do I have to get, and from where?
Basan, one of the cumin dogs around here, has recently acquired a very lovely sword. It's called the Absolver. He got it as ransom for some knight he took captive during the conquest of Kuttenberg. You yourself must admit that such a weapon has no business being in the filthy paws of those pagans, when they don't even know how to use it. Now, if I had a sword like that...
But humans aren't pagans.
What are you saying?
I'm telling you. They're Christians, just like you and me. Did you ever speak with them?
Do you think I understand their tongue? And that doesn't change anything anyway. I want that sword and that's the end of it.
So what do you need a blacksmith for?
You know, I'd hate for Basan to notice his sword is gone. Can you imagine what that cumin vermin would do to me? But if you could get a good look at it, you could bring it to me and leave Basan with a replica.
A replica?
Of course. Made of some soft iron, with coloured glass instead of gemstones. Just for looks. Basan won't notice the difference anyway. What do you say?
Where can I find this Basan?
Here in the camp, naturally. You'll go to the tournament enclosure, and on the left, behind it, you'll find his tent. It's white with green trim along the top.
That sounds fairly easy.
That may be, but you don't need to dawdle. Run along, and watch out for Basan. Well, see you later. Have a good evening.
Good evening, my friend. What do you need?
You're a human, aren't you? Where'd you learn our language so well?
I used to accompany merchants who rode from here up north to Germany. I earned some good money and picked up a lot of it along the way.
And why'd you stop?
Those merchants sold goods they came by, well, dishonestly. And they got found out eventually, but I got lucky in the end. I'm good with a bow, so they gave me a choice. The gallows or the army. It wasn't a hard choice.
Farewell, my friend.
What happened to you? You look terrible.
Tell me something I don't know. What the hell do you want?
I'm looking for a girl. Maybe you know her. Her name is...
Sorry. They call me Black. Harry, bring me something for my stomach, then we can talk. This is unbearable.
Tell me exactly what's wrong with you.
My belly hurts. It's killing me. It's as if I'll burst at any moment or give birth to a calf. It's from the fucking pig swill they give us to eat here.
Maybe. Do you remember what the last thing you ate was?
What do you think? Some cold, watery slop from the kitchen. Like always.
Try and think about it again. I need to know details. Maybe someone wanted to poison you. But then again, maybe you did it yourself. Did you try and spice up that slop from the kitchen by adding something to it?
Jesus Christ, you're right. One fella brought some mushrooms from the forest. They looked fine, so we cut them up and added them to it. Do you think they were poisonous? They looked harmless. And when we put them in the food, it was fit to eat.
Well, it's possible I overlooked something. Does it hurt when I press here?
Yes! I feel it here. Here. Oh!
It's no wonder. Your stomach's blown up like a bellows. You must have eaten something really bad.
We put some mushrooms someone found in the woods into the stew. Oh. Fuck.
It's obvious. You've eaten poisonous mushrooms. If you want relief, you need an antidote. The sooner the better.
But I can barely move. Oh, please. Bring it here to me.
I have something for you that should work. Drink it.
Thank you. Oh, I can feel it bubbling and gurgling inside me.
Well, are you better now?
Not yet.
No. To look at you, I'd say you're as fit as a fiddle. You're not as white as you were, Black.
I still feel like I got run over by a team of oxen, though. It'll be all right once I get a good meal in me. So, what did you want?
It's about Victoria, the girl from Miskovitz.
Christ almighty. That woman won't leave me alone. Now she sent someone to try and change my mind?
Well, I didn't come to change your mind. Why would I do that?
Well, she's tried practically everything. Complaining, screeching, threats, tears, but none of it worked.
And what was she trying to achieve?
Look, we had a bit of fun once or twice, but that was it. She just didn't get it.
Victoria's missing. Her house is empty, and no one knows where she's gone.
What do you mean she's missing? Wait, seriously?
As if the earth opened up and swallowed her. Seeing as you two used to meet up, you might have some idea where to look for her.
She didn't tell anyone? Not even the blacksmith's wife?
There was a pool of blood on the floor. I was shocked when I went into the hearth room.
She often said she didn't know what she'd do if I left. But I thought it was just the kind of thing girls say.
But what were you expecting? She's already in a tough situation, and you just made it worse. Get off your ass and do something.
I can't just prance right out of the camp. Unlike you. Not far from here to the east, there's a spot we used to meet. A small clearing in the forest, where there's a pair of big birches. She might be there.
Good. I'll look there. But I'm doing it for her, not for you. Got it?
I know. But bring her a message from me. Tell her she's a stupid cow. I didn't force her to do anything, and now she's crying over spilt milk.
Try and think it over a bit. It might not just be Victoria's life at stake here. Could you live with yourself, knowing you could have done something, but just couldn't be bothered to help her?
Could have. He's right. I got her into this horrible mess. So tell her I'll take care of her. And if she wants, she can stay here. I'm sure they'll find work for a woman here. At least we'll be together.
Now that sounds like a man talking. I'm gonna see her now. I hope it's not too late. Christ almighty. Are you alright, sir?
Here we go again.
It's just that you look...
Muscular, wise, wealthy.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wasn't expecting it. I didn't mean it badly.
I know very well what you meant. I have had this conversation at least 100 times. Have you never heard of Prester John or the Christian Kingdom of Axum?
Yes. Our parish priest talked about that.
Tell me then, how the people in those stories are described. Not exactly like you. Am I right?
But I thought that was just...
So you see, it is not. Musa of Mali is my name. Scholar, explorer, and physician. I run the camp infirmary.
And my name is Henry, sir.
Welcome then, Henry. Do you need anything?
I'm going to see Laszlo Farkas. Do you know where I might find him?
Of course. You'll find his headquarters in a circle of human tents right below the smithy.
Thanks. That should be easy to find.
You're welcome. I don't want to stick my nose in it, but be careful.
You said you're an explorer?
I did indeed. From Timbuktu, I went to Holy Mecca. From the Emirate of Granada to Venice. And from there, to the court of Sultan Bayezid of the Osmans. Until I ended up at the court of King Sigismund.
And how do you like Bohemia?
Do you want to hear the truth? Or should I praise it to high heaven?
The truth? You don't need to spare my feelings.
Then, all I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country. And that has not made much of an impression on me. But there is still time. Perhaps I will have the good fortune to see more beautiful sights.
Where is this Mali? And what's it like?
Similar to your country, yet completely different. You mine silver, we gold. But in our country, it would never happen that we allow foreigners into our mines. Overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey. And we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
Well, it's not all that bad here, though, is it?
I admit that there are some things I envy you for. Like what you can do with stone.
Go!
Whoa!
Oh my god. She poisoned herself. What a pity. The poor girl.
Car!
About time. I'm glad you came. I was starting to think I was in the wrong place.
Greetings. What's going on?
What do you mean, what? I'm waiting for you. I have news from you know who. I've done everything just as we discussed. Tell his lordship. We'll get things started the day after tomorrow.
Good tidings indeed.
Indeed. How many men does Riddle propose to take in the end?
He'll be taking 10.
All right. I'll get weapons for him. Old Luke has been taken care of. Blabbed everything he did. Where are we gathering?
We meet up at the brook.
All right. We'll head over there after dark. Drop the money behind the Wagoner's Inn, like always. There we go. That's sorted.
Hey, do you remember that time we gave that merchant a fright? He just laid.
Quick! Car!
Whoa! Whoa!
Quick!
It's late. What do you want from me?
What's new around here, blacksmith?
Nothing much. If you're looking for a job, try your luck elsewhere. Farewell, my friend.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Greetings.
Oh well, what are you here for, friend?
Where can I spend the night?
Behind the tavern, there's a shed next to the barn. You can sleep there. Careful.
Greetings.
Come closer, don't be shy.
So here you are. Do you know how long I've been looking for you? They told me you were dead.
I haven't had such a good laugh for years. You ought to see your face.
I don't find it funny. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Well, speaking of which, you're not rhyming anymore.
Because I'm not morticious, you donkey.
What? So who are you?
I'm just a simple poet. A rambler and a wayfarer.
So you made the whole thing up?
Not all of it. Morticius was my grandfather. The poor fellow was probably bored to death in the ossuary, so he sired a bunch of babes all over this domain. Of course, as a monk. He didn't leave much of an inheritance, so all I have left of him is his old habit. But you can play some pretty good tricks with it. I got you, didn't I?
Yeah. I confess, you got me. I really believed you were a monk.
Then my act was a success. And now, thanks to us, there will be 3 lovely pyramids of bones in the ossuary. Not everyone gets to leave behind such a memorial for posterity, eh?
Yeah, that's just great. But you promised me a reward.
All right. So you don't feel like you made an ass of yourself for nothing? I'll teach you a bit about poetry. What do you say?
Vegetables. Greetings to you.
I found out what happened to Victoria.
And is she all right?
I'm sorry, but I don't have good news. She died.
Christ in heaven, my poor, sweet girl. What a pity.
I'm very sorry. May God be with you.
Good. And don't come back till you've learned your manners. If anything's missing, I know who to go and see. I'm going to check.
Who have we here? Stop! I have something for you. Don't be shy, seeing as how we know each other now.
What do you have for me this time?
How about I tease you with another riddle? What do you say?
Now I'm more interested in you. What did you do before you started your wayfaring?
I've been a wayfarer my whole life. I haven't always been on my own, though.
You had a companion?
You bet I did. He was my best mate.
What became of him?
Wolves got him. Tore him apart. Poor fella. I tried to save him. Even took him to a sawbones. But now he's up there chasing celestial rabbits.
Chasing rabbits? What kind of friend was this?
A dog. Wag, I called him. I got him as a pup. He was the runt of the litter. They'd have drowned him if I hadn't taken him. I taught him to beg, roll over, snatch men's hats, and shake paws with the girls. We were welcomed wherever we went. A couple of tricks would earn us something to eat and drink. Sometimes they'd let us bed down in the barn. With him gone, all I'm left with are my riddles and a few drinking yarns.
Is it safe on the roads?
If you know how to handle yourself, I travel alone. I certainly look nothing like a noble. I don't have so much as a donkey, and I'm not much of a swordsman either. But I'm not dead yet. I mean, who'd rob and kill a wastrel like me?
The riddle sounds good. Go ahead.
Great! But before I do, you lost last time. But today might just be your lucky day. Let's put money on it, and you can recoup your loss. What do you say? Deal?
Maybe Lady Luck will shine on me. I accept.
All right, now pay attention. Jaromir, the coachman, hailed from Rabosh. One morning, he set off for Kuttenberg with an empty coach. 3 lads boarded in Bohonovitz. When he arrived in Boyisht, one of the boys got out, and a washerwoman took his place. In Horshan, the washerwoman went on her way, and a peddler and his daughter boarded. In Pshitoke, the remaining lads alighted and took the peddler's daughter with them. And straight away, 2 fishermen got in. And on reaching Kuttenberg that evening, they invited the coachman to the bathhouse and got pig drunk. And now you tell me, what was the coachman's name?
Jaromir.
That's right. There's no fooling you. You've won the bet. And I'll be sure to remember you have a sharp mind.
I was just lucky, that's all.
But before I pay you, I'll ask you again. What would you prefer? Some extra coin or another story from my travels?
I'm all ears.
All ears, you say? This is tough.
So much to choose from. You know what herbs are used to brew up medicinal concoctions? A herbalist once showed me. Gather some marigolds and nettles. Boil the nettles, but just crush the marigold and add it at the end. Marigold broth, she called it.
But I already know how to make that.
Well, that's a pity. It's the only concoction she taught me. She said it would be enough. But that's not to say you learned nothing, is it? Travel safe, and perhaps our paths will cross again sometime. Farewell, my friend.
Quick!
I hear there's a bounty on that bandit, the Collector.
Nicht so sehr auf ihn, more on the book he stole. Apparently, it was some rare manuscript for the Settlers monastery, and they're willing to pay handsomely for it. Warum fragst du?
I've already had the pleasure of meeting him.
Ach so. And would you help me with them? You just have to catch him and bring me that blasted book.
And what was that book that he stole?
Ich habe keine Ahnung. It is simply some important manuscript. That is enough, is it not?
How big is the reward for that book?
You will not believe it, but I hear it is more than 1,000 groschen.
Where is Matthew rob?
On the roads between here, Wysoka, and Miskowitz.
I'll do it.
Glad to hear it. Good gemacht. Do not forget, this is about the stolen book. There will be no reward without it.
I understand. I heard you've been looking for a thief.
You heard right. He's a laborer from nearby village, Wysoka. What was his name now? Yes, Pavel, that's it.
What was it he stole?
A few small valuables. Some boots and a book.
How did you find him out?
Well, he disappeared just after the robberies.
Well, it had to be him. You can't hide thieving in such a small village.
I agree. Supposedly a poor boy. And he disappears overnight without a word of farewell. Might as well have confessed.
Where might he have gone?
In these parts? Only Kuttenberg.
How can you be so sure?
On account of that book he stole, he wouldn't be able to sell that anywhere else.
Supposing I try and find him?
You'd be pulling a thorn from my side. You think I've got time to run around Kuttenberg looking for some petty thief?
So I'll have a look around and try to find him. Maybe he tried to sell someone that loot.
I was thinking that too. If I was you, I'd ask one of the traders in Kuttenberg about him.
How's it going, Captain? Do you have any work for me?
Sehr interessant. I thought you were helping Shishka.
What of it? So is there anything you need a hand with, Frenzel?
Zum Glück nicht. Nothing urgent. If you're looking for ein Fuschen, try your luck elsewhere.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
So help me God.
Are you kidding? I'm not giving you a thing.
Don't bullshit me, or you'll be sorry.
I'm broke anyway, so fuck it.
You don't have the coin. All right, bastard. Come on, then.
You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit.
Hey! Stop fighting!
Greetings.
To the stocks with him.
What can I do for you?
What's that I hear?
Show me your wares.
I hope you'll be satisfied. Take care.
What's new in the city?
Nothing much.
Has anyone sold you a few small valuables recently? A ring, a medal, or a rosary? A kind of ornate one?
What's it to you? How would I end up if I went around telling everyone about things like that? No one would sell me anything again.
To the stocks with him.
Don't worry. No one will find out.
How can you be sure?
Because I need it to be kept quiet too.
Why's that?
Are you testing me?
A little. To see if you know how to keep your mouth shut.
And? Have I convinced you?
I suppose so.
So, was there someone here like that? Maybe a young fella, kind of bashful.
Aye, he was here. I bought a silver ring, a medal, and a rosary from him, just like you said.
And do you know where I can find him now?
I don't.
You're not much help to me.
I'm not clairvoyant. But he also wanted to sell me some book.
And? What of it?
I didn't buy it. I don't get much call for books among my customers. So I sent him to the book merchant. Try him.
Yeah. I reckon there's not much else I can do. What do you have?
Thank you, and take care.
Greetings. What do you need?
Do you still feel like fighting?
If I get something out of it. I'll be with you. To hell with it.
Careful.
We're closing. Last chance. Doors closing. Last chance. 5 I've got
Is that a problem? I'm not a chronicler. I want to raise for this responsibility. More money. You want me to tell everyone about the time you were drunk, naked, riding on a pig, yelling about how So, prospered, you said? That wasn't so hard.
Was wünschst du, mein Freund?
Has anyone sold you a manuscript recently? A richly illuminated one, probably about the life of St. Francis?
Indeed. A very nice piece of work. Although, that fellow who sold it to me was damn suspicious.
Yeah, I suppose you were wondering how someone who looked like he hadn't got 2 groschen to rub together came by a book like that.
Exactly.
Well, then why did you buy it? If you suspected it was stolen?
So that nothing would happen to it, of course. Supposing he couldn't sell it, what then? It could end up thrown in a ditch, or worse again, in the fire.
Fair enough. Look, you wouldn't happen to know where that fella went afterwards.
Well, he did ask me about the local cobblers. Said he wanted to become an apprentice.
And where did you send him?
To the town center. That's where the only cobblers in the city are.
Show me your wares.
Pleasure doing business. Take care.
So, that thing with your aunt, did you make up?
Not a chance. I'd sooner see hell freeze over.
Fine wares.
Iron wares, knives, rivets,
I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend.
Praise the Lord.
Did you see the hole by the front gate? Don't even start. The siege has been going on for ages.
Gelobt sei Jesus.
Guten Tag, mein Freund. Du hast Glück. Ich wollte gerade schließen. Was möchtest du, mein Freund?
Have you taken someone on recently as an apprentice? A young fella?
There was a fella like that here. Wanted to sell me a pair of boots too. I already have an apprentice, but I bought the boots of him at least and sent him to Linhart. His shop is a few doors along.
Show me your wares.
Das war ein gutes Geschäft. Auf Wiedersehen.
As well, I fell asleep during the sermon.
I'm not surprised.
Was there a youngster here recently asking about an apprenticeship?
There was a fella like that.
And did you take him on?
I did. Just on trial for now, though.
Aha. And where can I find him?
In the workshop at the back. But why? Is he in trouble? He seems like a decent lad.
No, he's not in trouble. I just need to have a word with him.
Go ahead, then.
What's that?
Purple brew.
Lob, was wünschst du?
What's new in the city?
Nicht viel. If you are looking for it to rain.
Hail Mary.
Good doggy.
Henry, what are you doing here?
How's it
You
going?
weren't expecting to see me again so soon, were you?
I wasn't. That is... I'm glad to see you again, Henry.
Really? Why? So that you can explain to me why you played such a dirty trick on me?
I'm sorry, Henry. I really didn't mean to trick you.
You told me that you were going to plant the stuff on pivots and that everything would be returned afterwards.
Yeah, I told you that.
Well, then why the fuck didn't you? Why did you disappear? Why did you steal those things? Christ's sake. This way you've lost Ursula completely.
Henry, I lost her the day I was born, Paul. Even if Pivettes didn't get her, I'd never have got her father's blessing.
So why did you ask me to steal those things?
I really thought for a while that it all made sense. After all, Pivettes is such an asshole. But then...
But then what?
But then I realized what a nasty thing it would be to do. Even though he is an asshole, Pivettes didn't deserve that. And Ursula certainly didn't.
Why didn't you tell me you changed your mind? Why didn't you stop me?
I don't know. I suppose I was tempted by the coin I could get for those things.
So it was just the coin you were after?
Don't you understand, Henry? Without that silver, I'd never be able to leave the village or start learning a trade. I'd spend the rest of my life breaking my back for someone else as a hired hand. What kind of life is that?
When did you change your mind?
When I went to see Ursula's father.
You wanted to ask for her hand? Even though he'd already promised her to Pivettes?
No. I just wanted to talk to him out of giving her to Pivettes. Because he's such a bastard. You know, I wanted to be sure there was no other way than the trick we thought of.
And what did he say to you?
He said he's known that long since. But he wouldn't be around for long and he didn't want Ursula to be left alone. At that moment, I realized how shameful it was. What I was doing.
Because of him?
That too. But mostly because of Ursula.
Why didn't you ask for a coin?
And who'd give it to me? Don't tell me you would.
I'd give you coin. You only had to ask. It never had to go this far.
But I never believed anyone would be that generous.
What am I to do with you now? The captain at Suchdol is looking for you.
Henry, please. Tell him anything but the truth. Look, I finally got myself a decent livelihood here.
Right, pissing down again.
I'll have to think it over.
I hope you can find in your heart a little of God's mercy, Henry. Farewell.
Rubbed it on your shoulder.
Very automatic.
So where did you go? Besides,
You didn't try drinking it,